Today we have the results from the largest online cEDH tournament to date. Let's break them down. In the top 4 was Kazu5643 playing the primer list for Goto. Now, as someone who participated in this tournament, I noticed proactive decks were having a great time in this tournament, so Goto having success here makes a lot of sense. For those who don't know, Goto is a pretty standard cEDH list. The point is for Goto to ramp up to 11 mana to play a Goto and equip Helm of the Host to make infinite combats and infinite damage. You can never underestimate Goto. Also in the top 4 was a deck called Bad Kalia. This is a brew from Bad Dog. This deck is pretty notable because it is playing a lot of really interesting stuff. It is super proactive, super aggressive, playing a lot of strange cards, playing Vilis and Razaketh and Runescarred Demon, along with Peer into the Abyss and Ad Nauseam. With several 7 and 8 drops, the fact that this has a 1.44 CMC apart from that is kind of wild. It's running Underworld Breach stuff, it has Necromancy, all the reanimate effects, going pretty hard on the Turbo Ad Naus plan, going pretty hard on the Breach plan, a lot of rituals to turbo out and Ad Nauseam. Super interesting list, super non-traditional too, so that's pretty cool. All right, another one of the finalists in this tournament was Michael Levine playing Heliod the Suncrowned. Now, for those of you who have been paying attention to the cEDH community for quite some time, Michael Levine is a name that you will recognize. Michael is pretty amazing at what he does. Way back in the day, Michael actually put up a top result with Lyn Civi, which is a rebel commander. So like, the fact that Heliod came out and Michael jumped on that, everyone kind of figured it was going to happen. For those who were paying attention to the DDM event earlier in the year, Michael also top 4'd that event with Heliod. Michael has been a pioneer for mono white in cEDH. I've seen him play. He's an amazing player. For those who don't know, Heliod can go infinite with Walking Ballista or with Triskelion. So the rest of the deck is a lot of stacks effects. Finally, the player who took down the entire tournament, Egovinko, playing Kinnan. Now, I have to say, Kinnan was not a deck I was expecting to see at the top tables, but this was a tournament that really paid off if you were playing a proactive strategy, and here this deck is doing that. Now, for those who don't know about the most recent updates, Pongo worked on a version of Kinnan that basically broke it wide open, where you play Mirage Mirror and Basalt Monolith, and Mirage Mirror basically allows you to channel your infinite colorless mana into colored mana so you can activate Kinnan until you have a win. Now, this list in particular is also playing Tidespout Tyrant, which is a very easy card to combo off with when you are using Kinnan. They're also playing Isochron Scepter, which means that this Kinnan list is packing a ton of ways to win. Now, there are a lot of things to pay attention to when looking at these tournament results. These decks are weird. There's not 4-color partner pairings. There's actually 0 consultation decks in this top 4. Here's the thing. cEDH is an extremely complicated format. Not only do you have to navigate the actual game itself, but you also have to navigate the fact that there are 3 players vying against you. So yeah, you can actually bring the strongest deck to the table and still lose pretty handily. That's something that's unique to a multiplayer format. As we can see from these results, the format is far from solved. I mean, that is a weird top 4. And anyone who has been paying attention for a while saw the DDM event and saw it was also a weird top 4. This format's really complicated. And the fact that one of the players who has it most figured out of anybody is piloting Heliod stacks and having a ton of success with it, that should be the most enlightening sentiment of all. How do you win when there's 3 players against you? I played in this tournament. There was no right answer. The only right answer I felt was just try and do your thing the best you can. These are not standard cEDH decks, but they still had success. These pilots put the work in and they got paid off. So what are you gonna bring to the next cEDH tournament? Are you gonna take the one deck that you study like no one else? Why don't you put down in the comments below what decks you think can capitalize on such a strange metagame? Thank you for joining me for this tournament breakdown. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.